What's up, gang? Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. We are on our last camping trip of the year. That probably sounds a little more dramatic than it really is. I'm just taking off the next 2 weeks after this episode, but next time I see you will be 2023. So for the final episode, I figured I would come to a lake I've never been to before, which I'm at. A lot of wide open RV campsites, and I am in an electric site tonight because I'm gonna have to use a space heater. Right now, it's 42 degrees right now, and it's gonna get down to 28 degrees overnight. And I am, again, going to be truck tent camping. So we're gonna be camping out of the back of that truck with just a tent tonight, so it's gonna get cold. 28 degrees might not sound that cold to most of you folks, but it's pretty cold here for Texas, especially with no type of insulation for my sleeping setup. So as usual, gang, I'm running out of daylight really fast, so I actually am going to put up my truck tent right now, and I got a new tent, and I'll show it to you folks. And the only reason I got a new one was I returned the one that I used last week only because it did not have one of those hanging lanterns in the middle, in the ceiling of the tent, which is not a huge deal, but for me it is, because it's hard for me to get any kind of lighting in that tent to film. So it was a great tent. It performed very well. It just didn't have a stupid loop. And a couple of you guys have commented that you had the exact same tent and you had a loop. So maybe I just got a bad one, I don't know. But I returned it and I got a new one that's actually cheaper than the one I used last week. But I'm gonna set it up before I run out of daylight, and I will check back with you folks very quickly. Well, folks, overall, the tent went together. It seemed more difficult than my tent that I used last week, and I don't know why. It's literally the exact same style, but I just, maybe putting it together on the ground didn't work out for me. Last week I put it together actually on the bed, so I don't know if that's easier or not, but I had some issues. But it's got a hanging lantern. Loop. That's really all that I cared about, but I don't know if you can see in here right now. Of course, I'll show it to you tonight, but the way that I've got this set up right now is I've got my sleeping pad, I've got my heavy duty sleeping bag, I've got a 12-volt heater running off of a Pecron EF2000 power station. This blanket pulls about 55 watts when it's running, so that should work out just fine. It is beer 30 after all that, so let's grab a drink and walk down there by the lake so I can show you the view. So cheers and happy early new year and Merry Christmas. A little bit of fireball action again. Okay, let's go take a gander down here by the lake. So this is just a very small little lake in Louisville. If any one of y'all watching know where I'm at, I am in Louisville. Really nice looking little campground, I think. I'm just gonna kind of sit back and enjoy some beverages. Cook dinner here in a little bit. We're gonna be whipping up some blue cheese bacon cheeseburgers tonight. So guys, sit back, relax, and I'm gonna hopefully get the drone up and show you a couple of good shots, but there's a flock of birds right here. And I'm not sure if I wanna take that drone up and have them attack it. I don't know, we'll see. Well, to channel my inner nerd tonight, I figured instead of sitting in the back of the tent as soon as it gets dark, I brought my telescope out here because I got a perfectly clear night. Literally not a cloud in the sky. So as soon as the stars come out, I'm going to go star hunting because this particular telescope has an app that you connect to the telescope, and it kind of helps you find whatever star you're looking for or planet or whatever. So I'm going to channel my inner dorkness tonight, so I figured that was a little bit more constructive than sitting in the truck watching a movie. So I packed extra light tonight, and there's a grill up there, but let me make sure this light works. I got a new light because it's getting dark so early. Oh yeah. But like I was saying, there's a grill up there, but I got a new grill that I bought that I want to test out. So I'm gonna grill down here by the lake. That's much more fancy, I think, than up there at a concrete pad, right? So my chair for the evening. So this is basically like a $40 personal grill, and it comes in this little bag. Opens up, set it like so. It's gonna go in there. That is all she wrote. Cheers. Perfect. Nice hot coals. That was sketchy. Okay, let's start this burger. And folks, there is a giveaway tonight. Stick around. I gotta explain it because I don't have it with me. Some thick cut black peppered bacon. That's plenty hot enough. Got some seasoning, just pepper and salt and cayenne pepper, a little bit of garlic. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And I got some Weber Gourmet Burger seasoning. Whoa. Okay. Get some of these blue cheese crumbles on here. Some bacon. And my sauteed onions. That's a burger. Now how I'm going to eat it is anyone's guess. That is really, really good. And I don't normally like homemade burgers. I like thin patties, but this is really good. There's just something about camping food where I swear this is the best burger I've ever eaten. And it's probably not, but it just tastes that good out here. That burger was on point, but that was a good burger. So, gang, I got a lot to clean up, and let me get to that, and then I'm gonna go test out this telescope, see if I can't find a star. Now, apparently, I've got the app in my phone connected to this whole telescope thingy, and I'm gonna go look for Jupiter. So I just turn the app on, and it's gonna guide me. I can turn these little things, and I can look for Jupiter. Kidding me? It's pretty cool. So, I mean, there's not much else to tell you other than apparently I'm looking at Jupiter right now. That's wild. My kid's gonna love this. You got Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn kind of all in the viewing angle that I'm at right now. I'm not gonna push my luck. I found one planet. I don't think I can find many more, because I never have luck actually getting them lined up. No way that I can show you what this looks like, but you'll just have to take my word for it, whatever that means, and it looks pretty cool. It is getting cold out here. Well, gang, I think I'm about to call it quits and head into the tent. This spot's really kind of different because it feels like you're kind of out in the, I guess, wilderness or whatever you want to call it. But we're very close to the city and an international airport. And hopefully you can kind of tell that by the drone footage that I just got up. And I've never flown at night before, so that was really sketchy. But I couldn't see it coming back, so I thought I was going to lose it. But again, we're right on a small little lake here and 5 minutes away from huge metropolitan cities, but it's super quiet out here. The only thing that you can hear, of course, is the airplanes flying above you, and there's one about every 3 seconds here. It's just kind of a weird little sight. I've never been out here before, but I'll definitely probably come out here again because it's pretty cool. It's got a pretty nice little vibe to it. It's getting cold, and in fact, I'll tell you how cold it is outside right now. It's 31 degrees outside right now. It's gonna be it'll be fun inside that tent tonight. Folks, I'm gonna get the rest of this stuff kind of picked up, and I will see you in the camper. Well, all right, gang, welcome to my home away from home. It's cold in here, so hopefully all of this stuff's gonna make for a decent night's sleep, but I got a light above me. You can't see it, but that's the whole reason I got a new tent. Thanks so much for tuning in to the last episode of the year, and honestly, thanks so much for following along this entire year. This is kind of came out of the blue. Didn't expect any of this to happen, but it's a blast, and I love doing it, and I'm gonna continue to do it as long as I have fun. And speaking of that, the giveaway for this video, stick around to the very end because my wife just called me and what I wanted to give away in this video did not arrive at my house when I had to leave to get here. She called me and it was delivered about 2 hours ago. So when I get home in the morning, I'm gonna show you guys what the giveaway is for the final giveaway of the year. I think you're gonna like it. So I'm gonna cozy up here in bed, and hopefully my little Pecron battery station will supply enough heat to get me through the night with this heated blanket. And this was actually by accident, but I'm gonna be watching Moonfall. I realized that I have HBO Max with my phone plan, so I downloaded Moonfall. It looked pretty cool. So the whole telescope looking at stars thing was by complete accident, but I'm gonna give this a go and hopefully I can get some sleep tonight. I don't know how it's gonna go, but that's kind of what makes this whole thing fun, I guess. So, oh, and that burger was so good, I forgot that I even brought the best chips in the entire world. So that means I got these chips to eat while I watch my movie. And I hope you like the Christmas lights. I had big plans for this episode, thinking that I was still gonna have my truck, but this is all I could come up with for a tent. So Merry Christmas in 2 weeks, a week and a half. We will see you in the morning. Good morning. It's cold. But it's not too bad in this little sleeping bag, but it is 27 degrees. Yeah, so it's a little chilly outside. Yeah, I'm waking up to another moist morning. But I slept fantastic, honestly. I mean, as long as I was underneath this sleeping bag and this little heating blanket, I was fine. And I also did put on my thickest pair of flannel fleece lined pajama pants that I have, so I think those help too. Let's see if you folks can see the moistness. I know that's terrible of me, but it's funny. So I'm gonna hit up my espresso and coffee formulation again this morning. And then by the time this is done, hopefully that sun will be coming up. We can get a good sunrise. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's nice and hot. Ooh, that feels good going down. Ooh. Well folks, surprisingly I got everything picked up and put away a lot sooner than I thought that I would. So we're just gonna sit here and relax until that sun pokes up. Well, we're just gonna take a little walk down here to the water because the sun's got a ways to go, but it's still pretty cool looking right now with it just under the horizon, I guess. I think I made him mad. Well folks, what you can see behind me is kind of the sunrise or we're gonna get on this video because I really need to kind of head home and get things together, but that's not too bad in and of itself. So folks, don't forget to stick around to the end of this video and I'm gonna show you fine people what is on the giveaway for the end of the year. I think you're gonna like it. So folks, we'll see you back at home. Thanks for watching. Okay gang, thanks for sticking around to the very end for this giveaway. This was a little unorthodox, but again, I didn't get this in time to take it out with me on the trip that you just saw. So for the final giveaway for 2023, and again, this comes with no rules other than you just have to leave a comment and you have to subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna give this away for free, but again, this is a huge box. So if you're in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, I'll be happy to meet you. If you are not in the Fort Worth, Dallas area and you would like to put your name in the hat for the drawing of this, I'm gonna need some help with shipping because this is a huge box, but it might be worth it in your case. So what's the giveaway? This, inside this box, is a 12-volt refrigerator slash cooler that you folks see me use all the time, all throughout the summer and even up until now. Perfect for truck camping, and this size is absolutely perfect in my opinion. Okay, so here we have a brand new 12-volt cooler from Aobosi, and this again is an 18-quart 12-volt cooler. So I love this size again because it's perfect for, in my case, the back of my truck or the back seat of a car. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space, but it has just enough room in here, and this is going to be all your cords that you're going to need, but it's got just enough room in here to put as many beers as is gonna get you through a night, some food, you know, whatever you wanna put in here. It's not gonna be enough room in here to last for a week, but it's just enough for a quick, you know, weekend getaway. But these little sizes to me are just absolutely perfect. But just to give you a quick idea of kind of what all this thing does, it can go from not turned on, completely non-refrigerating anything, to 32 degrees in less than 15 minutes, depending on environmental conditions, of course. If it's 110 outside, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but on average about 15 minutes to get from room temperature to 32 degrees. Now this cooler itself has a range of temperatures that you can set it all the way from -4 all the way up to 68 degrees. So you technically could use this as a freezer as well, not just a refrigerator to keep your beers cold. And it does have two different settings on this thing. It's got a max setting and an economy setting. And what that means is if you turn it on max setting, it's going to take up to 60 watts, but that's going to cool this thing down the fastest. Or if you turn it on the economy mode setting, it's going to use about 42 to 45 watts, and it's going to take just a little bit longer to cool down, but it doesn't use as much juice out of one of our battery stations. So you've got two different settings. Now this guy also does have a Bluetooth app on it, so when you get this, you can download the Aobosi app, which will be in the instructions here, and you can monitor and change settings straight from your phone, so you don't have to go into your camper or your RV or your truck to see what the temperature is inside, or to make it a little bit colder, or to warm it up. So having Bluetooth on this thing is really, really cool, and it's actually really useful even though you don't think it would be. My cooler has Bluetooth, and I check it all the time sitting in my chair to see how cold my beers are inside my truck, so it actually comes in really handy. And of course this thing does have the 3 different battery level protection settings. So this will not drain your car battery if you actually plug it up to your 12-volt cigarette lighter in your car. It's got a setting on here that when it detects that battery voltage in your car get below a certain point, it's going to cut the cooler off. Now that is not always that good if we're going to be using a power station like this Pecron back behind me that I'm going to show you, because this unit will think that it's draining that battery and it'll cut itself off. To avoid that, you just cut this thing to the low protection setting, and it's not going to cut itself off because it will detect a lower voltage. If you had it on the medium or the high protection, it probably would cut this thing off, but that's all in the directions, and you'll understand that when you get the directions. But just know, if you're going to be using a battery station, keep this thing on low protection. If you're going to be plugging it into your car, medium or high, that way it will not drain your car battery or truck battery, and you'll be able to start your vehicle in the morning. But in the box, of course, you got your cooler, user manual, AC power cable, so you don't have to run this off of 12 volt. You can run this directly, you know, off of your home AC outlet if you want to. 12 volt cigarette style power cable that's going to run off of 12 volt battery. So I'm going to turn my DC power on my power station. You're going to plug that in, and then we'll plug it into the power station. So right now the protection mode is on medium because there's an M there. I would go in and change the setting to low if you're going to be using a power station like this Pecron. But just as simple as can be, and it's the Bluetooth symbols flashing. I'm not going to set up Bluetooth because this is not my cooler. But just know, when you get this, you'll have to set up Bluetooth for that app to work. Now, temperature settings, simple as just tapping these touch sensitive buttons. So once you get to the desired temperature that you want, it's going to flash for a little bit, and then it's going to go back to the internal current temperature, and that'll slowly start to go down until it gets to the temperature that you want. And in fact, the compressor just kicked on, and it's very quiet. I don't know if you can even catch that, but the compressor is on. So having this in a truck bed, if you're doing a truck camper, it's not loud at all. It's not going to bug you. So again, I think these are perfect for my type of camping, and you know, I'm assuming some of y'all that follow me are kind of into that solo type, really small setup camping type configuration, and these little guys are perfect for that. So to wrap up 2022 and a crazy year that it's been, a great year, this is going to be my last giveaway, and again, no rules, no holds barred. The video doesn't have to get anywhere. All you have to do is leave a comment with the hashtag Brian Waters Outdoors, and if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you win it, I'll meet you up, and you know, we won't have to worry about shipping. If you're not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you're still interested in this cooler,
still leave the comment, and then, you know, if I have to, I can send you the quote that I'll get direct from FedEx or UPS, and we can work something out on shipping, but you still get a free cooler. So guys, with that, thanks so much for tagging along, and we will see you again in 2023. Take care.